Yeah.
Woo! What's up? Literally, we were sitting here just chilling, waiting to start. And looked down at the monitor, and freaking Kai was almost off the bed. Uh, We were in La La Land. We were in La La Land. So, here we are. It's just me right now. And Sam is trying to get Kai back to sleep. Today was an interesting day because Sam is now working part-time at the one of the clinics that I manage. So today she worked all day up until like 6:30, so I had the kids all day until later than we normally have the kids. Um yeah. Oh, right. Before I get started, let me let me change our category. I completely forgot about doing that. Um Thanks, Yoshi. Here we go. This is perfect. It's perfect because Sam's not here yet. Um we haven't had to change it for so long that yeah, here we go. Um 8 it's been 8 weeks since we podcasted. Um how you doing, Yoshi? Season 2, episode 1. And that is in come on. There we go. That's that. That's that. That's that. Go. Done. Updated. Bada bing. The only um thanks. Oh, because you can only see us in like a tiny thing. A tiny thing. Yeah. I have a big blanket on. Like I'm not like huge. I don't know. I'm just cold because it's been like a pretty decent temperature here, but today it was really warm. And so upstairs where the thermostat is, like, turned on the AC, and now it's like freezing down here. Yeah. So what was I going to say about that? Oh, today, right. Now that I have the stream stuff updated, thank you, Yoshi. Um yeah. Oh, thanks. We no longer we look younger on like tiny cams. Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know why I don't have gray hairs or anything like most of my friends, even the ones that don't have kids. Uh, oh, dude, no worries whatsoever. I am so freaking tired today. Uh, so today I was home with the kids all day, and I took them to the grocery store and to the park, and we hung out at home a little bit, and I cleaned like the entire house. It was such a mess. Uh, So I did a lot today. Oh, and then I gave them both baths before Sam got home. So I did like everything that we normally do so that she wouldn't have to worry about it and we could just like come down here and chill. Uh yeah, thanks. Thanks. So typically for our podcasts what we do is the first hour we just like introduce the podcast and then like talk the whole time. And then right after the hour's up, then we like engage and interact with the chat, and that way the podcast can go straight up onto the um the podcast platforms, and we don't have to like do a bunch of like editing and stuff. So I'll probably start that. I'll just start it when Sam gets down, because I know we're both excited for it. Yeah. So while you're here, Yoshi, yeah, on Saturday, we went back through and corrected my errors. I had trouble beating Dixon. Like it took me 3 times to beat Dixon, but then first attempted everything else. So it took us less than an hour to get through everything. We skipped most of the cutscenes except for the last Dixon cutscene and the last two fighting with Zanza. That's fine, dude. No problem at all. Not a problem at all. We'll be back tomorrow with the epilogue. So, and I saved it this time. I saved it. So I'm excited. Yeah. I forgot to change like the stream title and everything. And then Yoshi showed up because it said Xenoblade 2 and everything, and he said hi. So
it feels so weird to be sitting here and not have the screen.
Yeah,
on.
like cause it's been 8 weeks, which in like gameplay time is 16 streams. You know what I mean? Actually 18 because the week we streamed also the week that we podcasted, so it's like 9 weeks of streaming.
Yeah, totally up to you. This is definitely a very
Yoshi was there the week that we stopped podcasting.
That's right. Yeah. That's so crazy.
Crazy.
So many things happened.
Yeah. It feels like it's been way longer than 8 weeks.
It really has. I mean, it does feel like an eternity for sure.
Can you imagine people like Jimmy Fallon or like other people that are on air all the time? If they take a break, it must feel like an eternity, right? Because it's like that's their everyday, and like they come back and they're like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I know. But at least you get to see like all of us.
Yeah.
At least for a second.
He said, I look older. And my eyes are tired.
That's because he had the kids all day today.
That's what I was, but probably true in general as well.
Yeah.
Drinking my tea.
I do not look older. I know. It's so crazy.
Maybe
I'm actually older than
today.
him.
Yeah.
I'm older than him by 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, no one ever thinks you look older. No one.
Thank you. I love I love it. I got like this. My parents got me this from Costco, and I swear they sell the comfiest loungewear. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love it. Thank you. I absolutely do.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So
technically I haven't started, but I'm really glad you stopped by to say hi.
Yes.
And we're gonna intro the podcast, and
because we do like a.
I told him. He said he probably won't stick around.
No, that's totally cool.
Totally fine. We look forward to having you whenever you show up.
Tomorrow, when we do the epilogue, because we went back to where we.
I told him that too. I've caught him up on everything.
All right, I guess I don't need to say anything. Thank you, Yoshi. You have a wonderful lunchtime as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That's why I told her. I was like, they're all just hanging out and chilling, and she was like, yeah, but look, the Bionis over there is all down, so all those people are dead. All their hometown is dead. And I was like, yeah, but I felt very warmed by it, and she was like
all the places
they're
that
looking
are now
at,
underwater, they used to be like homes and actual like people lived there, and now all the people that live there drowned.
I do miss the old title screen though. I feel like the old title screens are really good, like background for a computer screen, but the new one's like so nostalgic.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Are rebuilding, but there are people who I looked here because that's where the camera normally is. But there are people who didn't make it, so I was just thinking about those people.
I've been thinking about Melia so much, just about her unfortunate.
I do feel so sad for her.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we?
Peace out, Yoshi.
Shall we start?
Yes. All right. So I got the stream stuff updated.
Okay.
Welcome to season 2, episode 1. 8 weeks later.
8 weeks later.
8 weeks later. So I wrote down a list of things that have happened, and we can do it casually, and then I'll see if we miss anything. But I guess we figured first we just wanted to give everyone an update on everything that's happened over the last 8 weeks, and
just like a catch up.
Yeah.
Like what has been going on in our life.
Yeah. And then what were like some of the parenting lessons that we'll probably touch more deeply on in future episodes. And then also, yeah, I guess what we're excited about coming soon, both here and with the kids and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like, I just want to say that I had no like topic, like I didn't have, I was just gonna go off of you, but there's something that I kind of want to say that we went through within these past 8 weeks. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that like for us, it was like, it's a hard topic, I think, because it might be a little bit controversial. You don't even know what I'm saying, what I'm
I
gonna
have
say,
no idea.
but it, and it,
I'm just
okay,
as confused
so,
as you right now.
as we've talked about before, Ollie, our 3-year-old, he has like this insane ability to never get tired. Ever.
Oh, that did happen in the last
Absolutely
8 weeks.
ever. Okay, and we did a lot of research. I did a lot of research, and I'm talking not just like magazine articles. I'm talking actual like
Peer review articles
medical
and yeah.
peer-reviewed articles about melatonin and the safety of it. And I also talked to my cousin who's a doctor. She's not a pediatrician, but she's a doctor. And we kind of just came to the conclusion on our own, um, based on all of the information that we gathered, that for us, I think I think it would benefit us if we started to give Ollie melatonin, is what we came to the conclusion of like around 8 weeks ago, actually. Um, and you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like, we don't give him, I mean, not that it matters or anything, like, it was our decision, but, and it's a purely homeopathic, naturally occurring substance, and we weren't gonna, like, give him all the melatonin, you know?
Yeah.
But we tried with one the first time. We were actually still doing our podcast when we decided to let him, you know, the weekend of July 4th, when we decided to let him stay up so that he could see the fireworks, but then he got sick and it was like the middle of the day and he just was not going to go to sleep. So we gave him a full melatonin, and we came to the decision that one was too much for him. And we give him like maybe a quarter of one.
Yeah, so like a quarter of a milligram.
Yeah, and sometimes even less. Like if it crumbles less, like it is what it is. We just give him a little bit because honestly, I feel like Ollie has a sleep disorder where his body just doesn't produce melatonin. He will stay up forever.
Yeah.
And I've never had ever, like that one time he was awake well into midnight. Didn't phase him.
Gosh, no.
Didn't phase him. He wasn't ready. I mean, he was tired, and you could see that he was tired. But
he's just more volatile. But he was not like, and so yeah, we didn't say, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Like it's just we researched and we're like, well, let's try it. Like let's give him a little bit. And like the first day in his entire life that he was like at dinner, and he was like, I'm ready for bed. It's time to go to sleep. And then he just walked to the bedroom. Like, whoa, dude, we got to get your jammies on and, like, brush your teeth. And he was like, I'm just ready for bed. And he got in bed and he slept. He slept the whole night.
Mm-hmm. And no, he does normally sleep the whole night. Yeah. It was not, the issue isn't, like...
It's getting him to sleep.
It's getting him to sleep. It was getting, like, since he was born, we would spend hours. Yeah. I would spend hours just awake with him, like... We would try to put him down at a reasonable hour for a child his age, like during like his, you know, since when he was born, and he started to have like a almost regular routine. He would never go to sleep. Like it would be midnight. Like on lucky nights, it would be like midnight, and then or 11 o'clock at night, where he finally would like pass out after hours of literal rocking and bouncing him on like a medicine ball. He just wouldn't. He just had such a hard time falling asleep. Kid can stay asleep. He can stay asleep. Well,
he's really good at staying asleep.
But just falling asleep, that initial. So we just came to the conclusion, just like on our own, obviously without any medical help. And we did think about taking him to the doctor for it. And honestly, it would have taken also months probably for them, because we would have had to keep like a sleep journal for him, which we were kind of already doing, but not super detailed, like a sleep journal for him and everything. And we were just like, I mean, if we're going to have to do that anyway, and we might any way be told to give him melatonin because it is safe for kids and people do prescribe it. Might as well just give him like the tiniest bit. And even just that works. Like, and it for the past 8 weeks, I mean,
Yeah. It's almost like his body, and there was something you were reading that you shared with me too, but it's like I don't remember exactly the medical stuff behind it, but for him specifically, it's like his body has a hard time jump starting melatonin. So it's not that we have to give him a lot because he produces it. It's just that, like, when his body realizes that the sun's going down or that the schedule's at that point in the day, like his body just doesn't like kick in. It doesn't jumpstart it. And so it's like I feel like that little bit of melatonin just like starts the process, and then his body takes the rest. Yeah, we're not giving him enough to like replace his melatonin
no.
production. It's just like yeah, like.
And my cousin, that's a doctor, she said, you know, like she cautioned us against it. She said his body needs to learn how to like get in tune with that, but it just, for his whole life, he just hasn't, you know, like it's something that he's really struggled with.
Yeah, for
and so we just like, we were just like, let's try it. We were literally like, I don't know if you guys remember, and you can always like look back, but we were like at our wits' end sort of with the sleeping with the beginning of the night, because it was just always so hard for him to get to a point where, and he would be exhausted. He doesn't take naps. He's like hardly ever taken naps in his life. If you look at his life, it's just not like, you know, like he is tired. His body needs that sleep, but he just won't. His body just doesn't get tired. He doesn't jumpstart that melatonin. And we don't give him a lot. But it helps him so much, and it's helped him so much, not just even with his sleep, but we've also noticed that it helps him a lot with his like emotional regulation. Like there were so many tantrums that were happening.
It's not, and I feel like a part of that is also over the last 8 weeks, like in past podcasts, we've shared all the stuff we're doing with him emotionally. I feel like it's finally paying off, but I feel like a big part of that is that he's no longer operating at a sleep debt, which isn't messing with his hormones and his mental ability to like connect with his emotions. I mean, like if you're at a sleep debt and you're exhausted, even though you think you're retaining the same amount of things and you think that you're like functioning normally, like you're not at the same level as if you were getting the amount of sleep that you actually needed. Like your body like isn't able, it has to figure out what processes to stop doing or to do less of so that it can like keep going. Like it needs that amount of time to like heal, repair, grow. So I think that is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn.
No, that's a big piece.
Sorry that I'm tired. It's just really helped them both. And even slowly, I mean, it's slower than a slowest snail crawl. I don't know what they do snail about.
What is that?
I don't know.
What is a worm?
I don't know, but slower than that.
Inch about.
Like
we'll just call it
he's been starting to get up later and later. Like, okay, before we gave him melatonin, he was very much in a sleep debt. He was waking up far earlier than
between 5 and 6.
Now
it's between.
I mean, we were lucky if we got to like 5:30. Yeah. It was like 5 or sometimes even 4:30, like 4:45, and it was impossible to get him back to sleep. He was awake. But with this melatonin, and it's been 8 weeks around there, and oh my gosh, he's waking up at like 6,
almost
sometimes
like closer to 6.
Oh, I don't know, but it's like
been nice.
I just want to say last night Jesse went to bed early because he wasn't feeling good, which is fine. I was gonna go to bed around the same time. I was just finishing my tea, and then I got in, but then I couldn't see anything, and Kai was like up a bit, so I left. Or he was like in my pillow. That's what it was. He was in my pillow.
Oh yeah.
And so I put my flashlight light on, but I covered it a little bit. But I put my flashlight on.
My foot.
Yeah, by her foot.
Uh-huh.
And then I think you moved it or something. I don't know. But like I moved Kai and he started fussing a little bit, but that woke Ollie up a little bit, which is strange because it normally doesn't. Um, but I think Ollie saw the yellow light from my phone and he had just passed out and he saw the yellow light. Correct me if I'm
Uh-huh.
wrong. He saw the yellow light from my phone and he like all of a sudden shot straight up and he was like, "It's yellow." And you were like, "No, no, no, that's just the light from mom's phone. Like, see, her phone is
Uh-huh.
right there. It's just like if she needed it because she couldn't see because Kai." And he was like, and he just like passed back
Yeah.
out.
I felt so bad yesterday, and yeah, I was like, oh no, oh no. And then I thought us talking woke Kai up more for you, and I was like, oh no, no, please no,
Yeah, no, it
not
didn't. It
tonight.
didn't. It didn't. No, but I laughed. I laughed. It took all of me not to laugh at Ollie, like
Oh.
thinking that the light was yellow. But he must have been so tired that he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Like I can still go to bed."
Yeah.
Because normally when he sees that that light is yellow, he is awake and awake for good, like absolutely awake, like insane.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to like touch on that melatonin thing because I think that was like a big part of our
Like
of
the
what's
last
been going
8 weeks.
on the last 8 weeks.
And I can just I'm gonna list off like list form like the timeline of things of the
Mhm.
last 8 weeks.
Mhm.
And then we can talk about specific things. So like our last podcast was right before Kai's first birthday. So Kai turned 1. We were gonna have a birthday party, but we all got sick, and so we canceled it. And just like close friends and family, and then uh, Kai's a yearly checkup. So
Yeah. Yeah.
he was great. Everything's great. He went from like the 50 something percentile to like the 90 something percentile and like weight and height. So he's trying to catch up to his brother. Uh, probably.
Giants. We gave birth to giants.
I feel
I
like
gave
that's a
birth
trend
to
though,
giants.
right? Like, people are just getting taller in general.
What should I say about me? I'm like a shrimpy 5'2" at
Yeah,
best.
but
At
like
best.
2 generations ago, you
Get
might have
out of
been like
here with that.
4'9". So,
Jesus.
we bought a
Jesus.
little kiddie pool because it was the summer, and we played out back, and then we bought those like Orbeez, those like little beads that expand, but they were like big
We bought
ones.
huge Orbeez.
But
That was a mistake.
yeah, they overexpanded, and were just turned straight into gush when they got
Yeah.
in. And then we had to dispose of them, so they
But
kept our
it's okay
plants
because
watered
yeah,
for
they kept
years, probably.
especially because of it was like really really hot, so we
And
didn't have
dry,
to really
yeah. So
water
that's
the
actually
plants.
like maybe a cool gardening tip for any homeowners or people that have
I
gardens.
don't. Let's not do that. We don't know. Don't listen to his
I
garden.
know.
This is not a gardening podcast. We don't know about
Parents,
gardening.
lots of parents like
I
gardens.
don't know. I have a black thumb. Take absolutely zero advice from me about gardening.
But you know how like in the summer, recently in a lot of states there's like water bans,
Yeah,
right? So if you
yeah.
get those and you water those on the days with aren't water
That's
bans,
true. I mean,
and then you
they
put them
do
on
say
top of
to
your
put them
plants.
in to
Yeah.
use them for
Yep.
watering of the plants.
So
I mean,
yeah,
I don't.
not really anything to do with kids.
Okay.
But this
Yeah.
is
We actually
whatever
okay,
it
so
is.
so we did the Orbeez in the pool and I was gonna it was kind of like a cool day, but
Mhm.
like we went out into our backyard and the kids like saw it and Ollie wanted to get in so bad. So I let him in and then Kai wanted to get in obviously. And so I let him in and then it was like bath time and I was like, let's give them a bath in the kiddie pool. And sometimes I really should think before I say my ideas out loud because that was difficult because it was full of Orbeez. It was full of gushy, like goo, pretty much. It was goo. They had slime goo that's hard to get off of your body without like rinsing you down. It was
Yeah.
just,
It was interesting, but it was fun. It's all good. We had a good summer.
yeah, we did. We did. We did. Oh,
yeah.
did you? Where are you on
No,
your
just
list?
go.
No,
Whatever you wanna do.
keep going.
I
with
was
your
gonna say
list.
my dad accidentally fried our streaming computer, which if you're there for our game streams, you would
Yes.
know too, because we talked about it then. But
We were out of commission for a
yeah.
whole week while we got a new one.
yeah, kitchen leaked somehow, like serendipitously straight through a hole in the ceiling. It's not like a hole. There's like a bracket, right, and then it drips straight down into the computer. Nothing else got wet. So that was fun.
Mhm.
Um, We went to the beach one day
I did not
nearby.
go. I don't know what
I
I
went
was
with my
doing.
parents, and Ollie started ninja class. So like as a gymnastics
It's a
class he
gymnast.
does
Yeah.
once a week. Um
On Wednesdays tomorrow.
yep.
I
Yeah,
have to take them.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh my god,
What time?
what time are you coming home? Excuse us for a second. What time are you coming home tomorrow?
I don't know. What time is this class?
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to take them both. It's at
Babe, I took them both 2
3:30.
places today. You
I
got
know,
this. You're fine.
I do, but
3:30.
yeah, it's okay. We'll live. Welcome to
I
real
don't
life
want to miss it, but
parenting.
anyways, uh, we went to Alaska.
Yeah.
I've personally,
First, before we went, like right as we were going to Alaska, we got an email from we like got on a wait list for a puppy. Do you guys remember that? We talked about it like
a
in
long
season
time
one a
ago.
long time
Yeah,
ago.
in March.
And we are getting one on the 23rd of October. We get to go pick him
Yes.
out. We're debating. We don't know if we want to take Ollie with us to pick him out. I think that would be a really cool experience. But we specifically, when we when we were
Yeah.
put on the wait list and we like had to like tell them what kind of puppy we wanted. And I know everybody, for those of you who are like, oh, rescue, and we do, we've rescued absolutely every single animal that I've
That's
ever
true.
owned. We've
Yeah.
rescued. This is the first one that we've ever
Yeah.
like
But it's
gone to a
it's
breeder.
because of allergies
Mm-hmm.
and that poodles or doodles are hypoallergenic and
And they don't shed
yeah,
and
at least like
so.
very very low
Mm-hmm.
shedding and like
But like
yeah.
absolutely every single one of my previous animals have all been rescues, and I love rescues, and
So if you didn't have dog allergies, and we don't know if Kai or Ollie have dog allergies, so
but also all of that hair on your clothes all the time with a little one crawling about and just eating things off the floor.
yeah.
So anyway, we decided to get a poodle type hybrid. And so we had to say like specifically like the colors that we wanted, and we told the lady or the breeder or whatever that we wanted or like a darker one, like a tricolor darker one, or even like a black and white one. But Ollie looked at the poodle puppies that we got, or because they sent us pictures, and there were 2 tan ones, and he was like, I like those. And we are like, first of all, I don't know if they would even let us take one of the ones that we didn't say we wanted.
No, I think they I don't think they know that's I don't think it's like set in stone what color you get. It's just like yeah.
Okay, well, and then also do we, and then also we were like, we're trying to encourage him to like name the puppy, but we don't want him to name it Poopy, which is his favorite thing.
And what he
right
said
now.
he would. But also he's not really into names. Does that have you noticed like
Yeah.
he doesn't like naming things. He doesn't want them to have names.
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of like I don't care. I don't know. I'm not ready for that.
He got like a little stuffed like little husky stuffy from Alaska, and the lady was like, "What are you going to name him?" And he was like, "I don't know. Does it have a name? Why don't you name it Snowflake?" And he was like, "Sure, I guess." And then we asked him, we're like, "Did you name your puppy? Is its name Snowflake?" No.
Doesn't have a name. So funny.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
So there was that. And then we went to Alaska. They had such a blast.
They did have a blast. Kai got his haircut right before we went. His first haircut. That was cool. He looked so different.
He looked so different.
Yeah. I finished a program, like a business program that I've been working on for 5 years. So that was awesome. Sam, I don't know if you mentioned this on stream, but I feel like you did on one of the podcasts. But Sam had been every single day since Kai was born, wrote a note to herself about the day and about the kids and for the kids, or like however, like just everything that was on your mind that day and things you wanted to remember or that were important to you or that were hard for you every single day. And you missed like the first, like you had the idea like 3 or 4 days in or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you rewrote, like you went back at the start and wrote those things for like the days you missed. before
as
you had
much
the
as I
idea.
could. But you know what? Like,
The idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But so yeah, you compiled all those
yeah.
and
I'm just
are
going
working on that.
through and I'm editing them. And when I'm done, I'm going to hopefully either self publish or look for a publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Uh, the travel to Alaska wasn't super fun.
It wasn't super fun at all.
The plane ride wasn't that bad because both the kids pretty much slept and
Yeah.
chilled because it was so late. But our plane was like 2 hours late because of maintenance issues.
Yeah.
So we were in the airport
Forever.
for like 5 hours. And like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
time that we had already scheduled and like knew we were ready for was fine. But then like entertaining a 1-year-old in an airport where there's nothing to do and you're not supposed to be doing anything because of COVID and like that doesn't like to sit down at all, like 0%, like will not sit on your lap and just chill.
He just wants to explore everything like
Yeah.
Ollie did, but Ollie was like tablet all the time. And
Yeah.
honestly, great.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. And the traveling back.
You know what though? Ollie said to me, you know what he said to me on our way back
Up or
from
back?
I think it was back.
Uh-huh.
He was like, you didn't give me a special backpack for this trip? And I was like, no, I didn't. No, I totally spaced it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, we thought about it at certain points, but we were like, he'll be fine.
And he remembered, but he liked it, so I'm going to keep doing it for next time, which Jesse has already, after this trip, he was like, never again until Kai
I'm
is
not going
3.
nowhere. I'm not going nowhere until that kid is 3. Not like we can, I don't know, drive places.
Yeah,
maybe.
we'll have like our adventures here.
Yes, adventures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not traveling. It's just too much routine-wise, everything-wise.
So what else do you have on your list?
Okay, on my list. What's on your list today? We cut Ollie's hair when we were in Alaska.
Yes, we did, didn't we? He doesn't like getting his hair wet in the shower because it drips into his eyes and he has very sensitive eyes. And it was shower day and Jesse said, and Ollie said, I don't want to take a shower because I have to wash my hair. And Jesse said, well, if we shave it all off, then you won't have to wash your hair. And he said, all right, do it. And there was no turning back from that because as soon as Ollie said it and Ollie was like, okay, that's what I need to do. Fine, I'll do it. I don't care. And then I was like, well, come on, Jesse, let's go get it. And he was like, why did you have to push it? Because Ollie was already just like waiting. He was waiting for his hair to be cut. So he didn't have to take a shower.
Cut it all off.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't let you just shave him. I couldn't.
So it was a lose-lose for him and us because I just did the sides.
We have to take him somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And his hair was so gorgeous. And when we went to the last time that he got his hair cut with a professional, we specifically asked the lady to cut his hair in a way so that there could be absolute zero chance of mullet happenings. And she did a great job. So I just want to go back to that lady and have her just straighten out all of the horrifying jiggy jags that we did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Kai and I got pecked by chickens and it didn't hurt so bad.
Oh yeah, my parents have chickens. I think we talked about that last time. There's some of the lessons. 1 second.
There are some of the lessons. All right. We started lesson planning because we took Ollie out of daycare because we were gonna put him in lots of things, and starting with the gymnastics thing, and then come to realize that it's fall and most of the nice fun activities are summer activities. So that was fun. So then we had to figure out what we were gonna do for like continuing to like help him, like have like preschool at home. So we started lesson planning, and that was pretty fun. I don't really like lesson planning so much, but I didn't mind it so much when it was like Ollie. So we came up with some really cool things. Um, Ollie wrote, and I mean, Jesse wrote, and I'll read it as he wrote it because I will. So Ollie really is shining emotionally. All of the work we did paid off. Having a bit of trouble with the transition. A little bit, we did have a little bit of trouble with the return transition. It was just like a little bit too much activity for him. Too much here and there, here and there. And I think he's just a homebody. Like I really do. And I think I mentioned it one time, but like I've talked about like moving to like a different house with Ollie, and he's like, "No. No, I love our house." And so I think he's just a homebody. Kai is walking. He's okay, so he was like he knew how to walk like after his birthday at some point. He like started walking and but he was like, "All right, I know how to do this. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like we're good. We're good. I don't have any interest in this. I'm okay." And so we were like, "Well," so he knew how to walk, but he was just like crawling everywhere still because he just liked that better.
Wanted to.
But then ever since we like our last day in Alaska, and then ever since we've come back, he's just walked everywhere, and he's just all about that walking life now, and he loves it.
Yeah.
He's just so I just love them. They're just so gorgeous. Um, yeah.
The way I describe it, and I feel like it's probably the case with most kids and parents, like he's no longer a baby, but he's not yet a toddler. But he wants to be a toddler and do all the things that toddlers do, but he's too much of a baby to be able to responsibly do them. And so he's in this place where he's just mad all the time. But not like forever. It's just like he gets mad at almost everything because it's like, no, sorry, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah, because he's
Sorry.
like wanting to do a lot more things now that he's like, and then Ollie, like for example, is starting to do a lot more of like he's starting to actually really like be engaged in activities for longer. Like yesterday, he was doing puzzles for like I kid you not, half an hour, puzzle after puzzle, just figuring
he was
it
like
out.
35-piece puzzles, just
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and
going at it.
and Kai was like, "Oh, I want in on this puzzle action," but it was like, "No, Kai, you can't
You're
help."
just gonna
Ollie."
like annihilate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's frustrating for him.
Yeah. Oh,
And like
but
he can reach stuff on the counters, but it's like, sorry, that's like Ollie's food, and it's not cut up into Kai portions. That's
Yeah.
Ollie's drink. That's his. You can't drink those cups, and if you grab it, it's gonna spill.
Yep.
It's like all those things. He's not ready for it, but he wants them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for Ollie, we could just not have them around, like the things that he couldn't
Yeah,
do.
you're right. Yeah.
But because we have an older one, the younger one sees all the older stuff and is like, yeah,
Give
cool.
it all to me. I
Yeah.
want it. Yes, this is what life is about. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that's kind of almost everything, I feel like. It's been really I feel like some of the stuff that I'm really excited about for this podcast season is talking about like lesson planning, and like I feel like Kai is just so close to being out of a stage that's so like focally demanding. Like it's like you have to be listening and hearing everything. If he's not in your sight, like every sound is like, what is he into? What is it? Do I need to go over there? Do I need to get up and like actively like parent this? Like he's almost there. I feel like I took him and Ollie to the park today, and I didn't have to worry about him eating the wood chips for the first time. Otherwise, it would have been like you're just being strapped in my pack. Like Ollie's gonna play, and I'll keep you like
Entertained
somehow. But like I just let him go, and he was walking, and then he'd crawl, and then he'd like pick up the wood chips, but he wouldn't put them in his mouth. And I'm like, okay, like we're almost there to where I could let you like roam a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting, like that experience and seeing how that goes again, like as him and Ollie are both getting older, but Ollie's developmental stages aren't moving as quickly as Kai's because he's older, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. It's
Well,
kinda
they're
cool.
just moving in a different way.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like I feel like as you get older, you're like there's less milestones. Like the milestones are farther apart,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah. I'm so tired, guys. Today, I, uh, s- I'm helping Jesse and his, what do I, like, clinic
Mm-hmm.
out for a little bit because they're searching for a new receptionist, but they haven't found one yet. So I'm stepping in Tuesdays and Thursdays. And today's my first full day away from, like, I left when the kids, like, well, they woke up and I got to sleep a little bit. But I left right away. And I
Yeah.
didn't see them till it was like bedtime, and I missed them.
We yawned at the same time.
Ugh, but I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted.
How was it being an adult but not a mom for 10 hours, however long it was, 8 to 6. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice to have that like that adult interaction without, you know, adult interaction.
Being referenced as a mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I found myself like thinking about you guys
Oh yeah.
and being like, "Oh, what are they doing?" and like wishing I could be there. But it was fun. It was fun. But I just missed you. I just missed you guys a lot. So
Hmm.
yeah, I know. What about you? You killed it today.
I did kill it
I
today.
came home and the house was clean.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. Um I don't know. I think maybe just knowing that I was responsible for them all day, like that there was no potential for help. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even like I don't know, I feel like even when I'm working, there's like a flexibility there where it's like I could go home at any time or you could call me home at any time if it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
extreme enough.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's like no, like you were on a set schedule.
I know.
So I just kind of embraced it and I was like, okay, what do I need to do to embrace this today? Like okay, let me think about the day in its entirety. What's breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Like, what are we doing today? I was like, okay, well, we could go to the mountain because it's a really nice day and it's like the end of the season. So it's maybe one of the last times that that's even an option,
Mm-hmm.
like before winter sports.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could not imagine if Ollie
Oh.
gets out of the car after
Mm-hmm.
driving for over an hour and is like
Mm-hmm.
super rambunctious and like just starts running around and isn't listening for him to
Mm-hmm.
like fall off something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, better not do that by myself. Okay. What
Oh
are the other
no, yeah.
options?
Especially
What are
that
the
like
other
one
options?
little pass.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, like, what can we do outside? Like, what's a good park for both of them? So I picked a park, and I was like, we also have nothing for lunch or dinner. Like, there was nothing in the house that would have made sense for both of them. I feel like for those and all their snacks and everything. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, let's go to the grocery store. So I started making a list for that. Yeah, and we just
You
like
just yeah. I
I
mean, I will say
okay.
that's like a lot, like
Oh.
such a difference from like me as the stay-at-home parent because
Mhm.
I just didn't have like I didn't think that I could handle both of them out at the same time. But then like seeing how they were for you, I think I could. I think
Yeah.
like tomorrow, except that it's raining. But if it's not raining, I wouldn't mind taking them on a walk,
Yeah.
like going to a
Yeah.
park. Yeah, like I think that Kai is finally at a place where I'm not gonna be like, "Oh," and Ollie's also at a place where he's older, and so if I say something, he's more likely to like understand and like
Well, that's
understand that
yeah.
he needs to pay attention and follow the
That
rules, and
was
I
the
don't have
one
to like
thing.
chase him.
The store is easy because they're just in a cart, right? And so it's like
Mm-hmm.
if I can just keep them entertained in the store, like waste some time, like it's time out, like it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that before nap, and then put the groceries away. Lunch did like gave them or Kai his nap. Did learning activities like let that we lesson planned, and then a couple other like play things with Ollie. And I was like, I need a daddy break before Kai wakes up. You do whatever you want to do, just chill. Uh, and Ollie's at that age, so that's really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Uh,
then
it's really like a
yeah,
lifesaver, that
yeah,
like break, that
yeah.
parent break that you get.
Side note: if you're a parent that has two children and one of them is at an age where they don't understand discretion and like quietness, that can be very difficult for nap time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like Ollie understands it if you initiate it, or if he's thinking about it and initiates it because he's like playing
Mm-hmm.
and like whispering and like being secret. But like to actually think ahead of time, oh, like I shouldn't slam this door because there's somebody sleeping. Like
Mm-hmm.
he just doesn't think about it.
Yeah,
And also I
yeah.
feel like he doesn't I was thinking about this like when he did it, I was so pissed. I
Oh
was like,
man.
just go. Just go. And then Kai didn't go back to sleep. And but by the time I came out, I was like, he's a 3-year-old.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, honestly, we've never taught him to shut the door quietly.
Sort of. He's been practicing. He and I have been practicing because he does that to me and
Yeah.
Kai during Kai's nap
But
time
it's
all the time.
impossible if you don't turn the knob and close it. And like I feel like I'm like
He
that can be
tries
like
so
literally a
hard. I
learning
do feel like he
activity for one
tries.
day is like let's practice turning the knob and closing the door quietly like little ninjas and doing it like maybe set up like a few like quiet obstacles.
Yeah, yeah.
uh
Oh
um
man.
but so yeah, Kai woke up a little earlier than anticipated,
Yeah.
but he got like like over an hour nap anyway, so it was
Mm-hmm.
okay.
He's been getting an hour nap.
Yeah. And
So
then I waited till they were. Oh, sorry, I'm so tired right now.
I know.
I waited till they were like a little bit rambunctious,
Mm-hmm.
and then I took them to the park,
Yeah.
and
That's a good
then
that's a good,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
uh way to do it.
But on the way to the park, I made sure I told Ollie. I was like, Ollie, what do you think is the most important rule about going to the park? He said, what did he say? He said to like play nice with others.
Which, yeah,
I was
that's a good
like,
one.
well, yeah, that's a good rule, but the most important rule is to always, no matter what you're doing, listen to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
listen, like listen to daddy. Like that's the most important rule. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so what's the most important rule? And then he said it back to me, and I said it again. Like, I feel like that's just a really good, even with adults, right? Like if you work with somebody, you say, hey, um, I need this on my desk by 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Can you tell me back what I need? Like, what do I need? Like in a way, like you know, I'm just saying it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like in brevity, but like what time do I need that by? By this time. That's right. I need it by this time. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
that locks it in. Like, but if you just say, hey, like I need this by 12, like some people don't hear you because
Yeah.
they're
Well,
doing their
people
own
have
things.
different.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
they're also busy, right?
yeah.
And so I mean, toddlers are always busy.
Ollie is so busy all the
So
time. Kai is so
yeah.
busy all the time.
So um and he listened so good. I didn't really even have to say much, but he listened really well. Like when I told him, I was like, don't go in there. I just saw a bunch of wasps in there. Like he just didn't. He's like, I don't see them. I was like, I know, but I saw some, so please don't go in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him why too. I was like because I'm also managing Kai, and Kai is a lot slower than you, and it's really hard for me to get to you and him at the same time if something's happening. So I need you to be like really good at listening today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
said he was nice.
he did
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
He like we all had a blast at the park
Oh, that's so cool.
and came home,
Yeah.
food, and then
I mean,
bath.
he really did. I was
I cleaned when I
so
got home. So I
shocked.
did.
In a good way. Like, not that I thought that you would be, like, dead or anything. But, like, wow.
I'm dead right now.
Yeah. Well, everybody. I mean, any parent,
Yeah.
come bedtime is like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I didn't know what to do with myself. I had so much free time, and I didn't take a book or anything because I thought, I just, also, I rushed out the door.
Yeah.
I don't want to rush out the door again. But today I did. And it was like my lunchtime, and I was like, what do I even do? What do I even do? I don't know. It was interesting for sure. It was.
Yeah.
I've hardly experienced that like downtime, and I didn't want to go get lunch because I don't know, it just felt like weird, and where was I gonna get lunch? And it just was like I don't want to. It feels like it would take forever to go get lunch and come back, and then I was like, and then I have to eat it, and I was like, better not.
Well, yeah, you're not used to being on a time schedule like that.
No, I'm not. I just thought there's no way I'll have enough time to get my lunch and eat it. Like, who has time to do?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool though. You're gonna get more of that experience for a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice, but I was also just so excited to see them when I go to see you guys when I got home. I just was so
Yeah.
like excited. Oh, I couldn't wait.
No, it's a good feeling
Yeah.
coming home after
Yeah.
that. It's like
Oh.
I
And they
can't
just
wait
looked
to go
so
to work.
cute. They both were like in the bath, and they were just like playing. And
Yep.
normally we used to have this like chair that Kai would sit in the bath, but he knows
He
how to
can
get
get
out
out
of
of it
them
now.
now. So what's the point?
Yeah.
So Jesse, for the first time, had him like not there, and he could like go everywhere, and he was just loving it, just
He
going
did.
here, going there,
really
so
did.
busy. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Ollie, who normally like stays in the bathtub for ages, got out before Kai. It was just crazy.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I got in with him. Man, I was gonna say something, and I forgot what it was. But one of the things I was gonna ask is, what are you kind of the most excited about for, like, this podcast season?
I'm excited about just I feel like there's still so many things that are going to come our way. Like, we're going to get the puppy. We think we're ready. But his mom, when we were in Alaska and we were like coming back, but we were talking about like the puppy. I was talking to his mom about the puppy, and she said there's going to come a time. There probably most very likely will come a time where you're going to have your new puppy, and you're going to think to yourself, we were doing so well. We were doing so good.
Oh yeah.
Why did we do this to ourselves?
I'm
Why?
already feeling that, but I know it's gonna be short lived compared to having a child. Like, that feeling is gonna be short lived.
We're gonna come out of our.
It might feel like an eternity again.
I don't know. Yeah. And so that made me a little. So sorry. That made me a little anxious, but I'm really excited. Kai absolutely loves animals. Loves them. Like,
Yeah.
he loves my sister's dog, Tam Tam. Puppies that he sees at the park that he's allowed to touch. Oh my gosh. And they love him.
Yeah.
And they love him. Like, oh, they go crazy over him. And he just laps it all up. So I'm excited for how the puppy will have an impact on Ollie as well. I think that'll be interesting to see. And
Ollie's. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because Ollie's what?
An anxious. Like, he's just an anxious. But I think that has a lot to do with his sleep. He's just an anxious person. We were talking about that. Like, Ollie is definitely a lot like both of his grandmothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because both of them have different types of anxiety.
Yeah.
And Kai is definitely a lot like his grandfathers, who have a lot of like stubbornness.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
And yeah, yeah, strong-willedness.
Yeah. But I'm just excited about all the new adventures that are we're gonna go through.
Yeah,
They're not all gonna be fun. There's gonna be some insane ones.
I just want to sleep
Um,
for like a week.
but that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah,
The podcast, just like about like sharing with you guys, our adventures, and honestly, we're not like we, sometimes exciting things happen to us, but
uh-huh,
I think more than anything, it's just this parenting journey for me, like specifically in regards to this podcast. Um, Sometimes it's just like it's not exciting and it's to other people, but like to parents and stuff, it's really exciting. Like the growth that they're doing and the things
hmm,
that they're, and sometimes it's so tiring. So, you
yeah,
know, I feel like it's such a roller coaster.
yeah,
Um, and sometimes there's gonna be exciting things that happen that are just gonna be like
yeah,
really full of energy, and sometimes we're just gonna be so exhausted. But
true.
I feel like that's such.
Well, yeah, it's just life in general, and definitely life with kids. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, if anything, the original intention of our podcast hasn't changed at all, which is like just to connect with parents and like really anybody, but obviously this is like dedicated to parents, but also to like I know that you, whomever is listening to this, probably don't have any emotional investment in our children, and we don't probably know your children either. And so it's not necessarily about sharing our children's journey, but more so like being able to relate to the things that are
Yeah,
similar,
yeah.
and being able to like have somebody else that's maybe going through the same struggle,
Mm-hmm.
that's like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my god, like I thought it was just me, or just even if you know that it's not just you, hearing that somebody else is going through it and is
Mm-hmm.
feeling the same things you are,
Mm-hmm.
I think is really valuable, and we want to be able to like talk about those things and
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah,
strike those chords whenever they occur and be
yeah.
really real about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, to that end, yeah, I'm just really excited to share the journey, like all the good bits, all the boring bits, like
Yeah.
all of the tedious bits. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, and a lot has happened in the last 8 weeks, but excuse me, but we haven't really been focusing, because we haven't had the podcast. We haven't really been focusing on, okay, what were like the social, emotional, mental, and like developmental challenges that we've been going through. Like we haven't really had to like sit and talk about those,
Yeah.
and it like kind of like coasting. Like we've been working on
Yeah,
them, but
yeah.
like not doing anything specific.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, we've just been
yeah,
catching up on
yeah,
in other parts of our life, and
true.
we're thankfully at a place right now where a little like things are a little bit running more smoothly. Like certain like parts of our like day or things that we have
Mhm.
to do are running a little bit more smoothly.
Yeah,
So hopefully, that keeps up, because you never know. As soon as you feel like you have like some like good routine going
you
on,
go and get a dog.
you go and get a dog.
uh,
you know, I will say that nope, I don't know. It was in my brain, and there was like just a couple of like weeks ago we were so mad at each other. We like had a little bit of a like upset, but it like sometimes it happens,
it happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our tensions were definitely running high. We were on vacation sort of, and like ugh, you
yeah,
know. So
yeah.
I'm sure those kinds of moments will happen again. I'm actually, what I'm excited for. It took me a long time to get there. Oh my goodness, a long time. And sometimes I'm still not there, but like I've done it a couple of times, but I don't think you've done it ever since we've had kids, where you don't revenge sleep, like where you just don't. There's been like, but like not because you're not tired or blah, 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 not because you're too tired or because you're not feeling sick, but literally because you're just like, you know what? I I feel okay and I could stay up if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go to sleep because yeah, I'm fine. Like you don't feel that stress from the day that
Yeah.
you like that parenting brings you and you just think, yeah, I'm okay. Like I don't feel overly burnt out enough to go and revenge sleep. It's only happened to me like less than a handful of times, but I don't think it's ever happened to you. And I'm like excited to know when that happens for
Maybe it'll
you.
happen more now that I have like like more than full days with the kids. Like there's probably only been, I don't, has there ever been a day? There's been a couple of days where you've had to do that, where
Mhm.
normally I don't leave that early though on days where I know I'm going to be late.
Mhm.
But it's like it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
There's definitely going to be days where I'm like, I'm just going to bed tonight
Mhm.
because I know that tomorrow is one of those days.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like tomorrow I'm working all day, and then
Yeah.
Thursday I'm gonna have the kids all day again. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I probably should just go to sleep. Well, I
Yeah.
can't because we
Yeah.
have stream
Right, right,
actually.
right. I know. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. But our true test or the true test will be like on Friday when we don't have a stream. How are you going to feel?
I'm gonna
Like
party all weekend. No regrets.
I like you already knew. This is not the day. We are not there yet. This
No.
is You knew. You knew you were like, no.
There's no way. There's no way that Friday's gonna come around. I'm gonna be like, oh, tomorrow's Saturday. We're both here, and it's gonna be. I think I should just go to sleep early. No, because the next day is just like a day. You know what I mean? It's just a day with the kids, but like it's nothing like super
No.
stressful.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like we're both gonna be there. We can lean on each other.
Mhm.
Like if you worked Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday,
Mhm.
I would definitely 100%. I think every time go to sleep early Friday because I could for the first time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like if we didn't have
But we're
stream
not,
Wednesday,
and
I
it's
would.
gonna be like a super chill day. We're probably both gonna be able to sleep trade.
Yeah,
So you're probably like,
yeah. Again,
nope.
unless I don't feel good,
Yeah.
like I'm still fighting off a lot of like, not a lot, but like whatever, like intestinal, like
Stuff was going
bacterial
on. Mhm.
probiotic things. But
Yeah.
I have one more round of like herbal things. Hopefully that takes care of it.
So barring any of that, you're gonna stay up and party because
And by party, I mean like watch Love Island
yeah.
and like play Genshin Impact,
Yeah. Yeah.
probably.
Me too, probably. Me too, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
I've had at least like two or three times where I'm like, I'm good actually.
You have.
I do it
Yeah.
more so when we have people over when
Yeah. When you don't even have a space to relax, so what does
yeah.
it matter?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. If we didn't have friends that we were catching up with a lot when we were in Alaska, we probably would have went to bed
I
early
don't
almost
think
every
you
day
would
there.
have.
No.
No. Let's be
Well,
serious.
I think I did. So we went to bed before 10 almost every single night we were
No, we
there.
didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we were on two different vacations, I think.
You were in a
Uh,
made up like fantasy vacation.
mm, mm.
Yeah. But
Yeah. So yeah, we're back weekly.
yes.
Um and next week we haven't picked a topic, but
Absolutely no clue.
there's a lot of things we could go off of already if nothing else
And plus
comes up,
whatever might come up.
which is
Yeah.
normally how it works.
Yeah.
And that's best
Mhm.
anyways, like to have the topic that's like super fresh
Mhm.
and that we're
Mhm.
already like in the midst of
Well,
going
it's
through.
like literally we're sharing our stuff with you real time, not
Yeah.
necessarily like oh, a couple like this is a catch up episode, but we're normally
Yeah.
not like a couple of weeks ago this happened. It's usually stuff that we're like in the moment dealing with. And I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really interesting because we're both going to be so exhausted this week. It's a brand new schedule. We literally just got back like on Thursday. Um and we had a schedule that we were going to actually do before um before we they couldn't find a receptionist and I stepped
Yeah.
in and we I mean I was looking forward to it, but
I know. Yeah, me
I'm
too.
excited for where this schedule that we're on
Yeah.
right now is going to lead us to.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot like I feel like this is going to be a lot more intensive than what we were thinking of
Mhm.
our for our new schedule.
Yeah.
But when that happens too, we'll talk about that more.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
And
will happen
so
eventually.
yeah, because this is just temporary until they find
Yeah.
somebody. But you're going to be with the kids. I hope like if are you why don't okay, so why don't you tell me a little bit and tell us a little bit? Let's just do it on live, I guess, or on podcast.
Yeah.
Um are you going to be gone all day tomorrow like how I was gone all day today?
No. I was going to text you that. You're gone because that's the schedule of the clinic and you have to be.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't the clinic schedule and you were just doing like your in-office work day, like you wouldn't work that late. You
I
wouldn't
would
even want
never.
to work that.
No,
I wouldn't want to
no.
work that late.
No.
Like working like pretty much leaving at 7 something and getting back at 6-ish. You know what I mean? With like if we were single, that's great. Like that's a great schedule. But with kids like and especially cuz we were both so active in their development.
Yeah.
Like with kids, like I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't. You're only doing it because you're doing a favor for me anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the business. So like I'm probably maybe I'll try to leave earlier.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
at
Well,
like
yeah, that makes
7:30 or
sense.
like just a little bit earlier.
Well, you get to sleep trade tomorrow because I'm not gonna sleep trade tomorrow. Whenever it's not my turn to sleep trade first, I'm
You
in a
hardly ever
place
sleep trade.
where I
Yeah.
don't sleep trade because we usually like to take like an hour.
Each,
But
yeah.
like if the kids wake up at 6, which they have been, thankfully, like by the time I get to take my sleep trade and
No,
wake up, it's like 8 o'clock,
Sam,
8:30.
tomorrow you're sleep trading because I told you I didn't want to take away your sleep trade day on Tuesday, but I think it would work better if the person who got to sleep was the one that was with the kids that day.
Yeah.
And if I sleep trade tomorrow, then you're going to sleep trade Thursday cuz like I'm with them until like, you know what I mean?
But I was gonna tell you.
Uh-huh.
But I was gonna tell you that I was just gonna let you sleep trade
Aw.
tomorrow and the day after tomorrow because I was gonna tell you that too. I
Well,
was gonna say
Yeah.
like no, like it's not fair that I got the last sleep trade like and I'm gonna get another one like
Uh-huh.
right. And so I was just gonna give you like me knowing, I was just gonna say like you get your sleep trade tomorrow. I'll probably be fine.
Okay.
And then you can you can have the sleep trade
Well,
on.
let's see what happens tonight. If Kai wakes up a lot at night, you can have it. If Ollie wakes up super early, then I'll take it when Kai wakes up. And if neither of those things happen,
You can take it.
we'll just see who's more tired
Okay.
at that point.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
We're not in a place where no, fuck you, I'm taking it. Yes, thankfully I get to.
Yeah.
We can be nice to each other.
I know we're not at such a sleep debt that we have to like fight for scraps of
Oh my
minutes of sleep.
goodness. For cereal, guys. For real. Like when Ollie was first born, that full year, and then the 6 months after Kai was born, we were like at each other's throat. No remorse, absolutely no I'm sorry, absolutely no looking at it from his perspective or from mine. It was like
No, but we also were fine with that.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like we weren't doing it and being like, oh, we need to be nicer to each other. Like we were just like, we know.
Like I'm sorry, okay? What do you want from me? I'm so tired. I'm so sorry that I was so mean.
We never held it against each other because we understood we were both.
Well,
like,
we had a
super
conversation. I
exhausted.
do want to make it clear that we talked about it. Like
yeah.
we talked about it when we had Ollie, and we were like really mean to each other. And my sister and my mom and I think somebody else, but I can't remember who, were like, you guys are really mean to each other, and it makes me feel really awkward. And we had a conversation about it after that was
Yeah.
brought to our attention. We're like, we're kind of mean to each other, but I'm doing my best, and I know you're doing your best, and it's just because we're exhausted. So
Yeah.
let's just say that when we're mean to each other, we already know that we're sorry. At some
Yeah.
point, we're gonna be sorry that we said what we said,
That's
and it's
true.
fine.
Because I think under normal circumstances, if you're that mean to each other, like, it's probably because there's something wrong in the relationship. But when you're just like sleep deprived and like just struggling through like COVID and everything I was doing at
Maybe
work,
not
and
the relationship. There's just something wrong somewhere. There's something that
yeah,
needs a little bit
yeah.
more attention
But
somewhere.
it wasn't relationship based. It was just
it wasn't like
situational.
yeah,
Yeah. And we were fine with that coping mechanism.
for then, yeah. And then like there came a point where we're
Yeah.
like, okay, we're not that tired, and just like normally, like on its own, we just started being nicer to each other again. Like we
Yeah.
had that in us once more. Like it was like something that we could do and that we were thinking of do like
Yes.
that just came up again naturally because we weren't as sleep deprived. Although, oh
Yeah.
my God, let me tell you this right before we go because I know it's almost time. But like, when Ollie was teething, he didn't care. He didn't care. Had no
He
cares to
didn't.
give.
No, just like maybe one or two teeth were like
And
the
yeah,
first one or two.
and only like once or twice did he ever like even just get a fever from teething, and I got really freaked out and gave him like Tylenol like once or twice. But he didn't care. He didn't act any differently. He was just like, it is what it is. Kai.
Every tooth is like a 10-day.
Sleep survival go like a 10-day like journey back into survival mode for us.
Yeah.
That's what our trip was actually.
Yeah, and he hasn't even broken any molars yet, which are the worst ones. Like it's all his front teeth. So
yeah,
he hasn't even, not even his canines. Ollie had trouble with one of his canines
yeah,
and one of his molars, and that was it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Kai's had trouble with every single tooth.
Yeah,
And I
all 8
tell
of
you
them.
what, I thought we were doing so well, like, and we are, like, if you think of it objectively, like,
Yeah,
obviously Kai's
comparatively.
sleeping really well, but not for those 10 freaking days where every single night he would wake up scream crying for hours because his
Yeah.
teeth hurt, and we would have to give him Tylenol, and we would have to wait until the Tylenol took effect, and then by then he was like, oh, like, I know, and I'm
just,
not
like,
in pain anymore,
babbling.
but now I'm awake because I scream cried for like an hour or 30 minutes
Yeah.
while the Tylenol took effect or while the teething rub took effect, and now I'm fully awake for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
For 10 whole nights in a row. It was but all we could do to stay sane. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we were with your
Yeah.
parents because
I
they
know.
helped us so
They did.
much. Holy
Yeah.
goodness.
Because
It
he was up
like,
from like legit like almost every single night 2 to 5:30 ish, and Ollie wakes up at like 6. Right.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
we weren't getting any sleep except the sleep that my parents gave us for on the days that they could. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
that was rough.
And
But also I think
yeah.
maybe too, because he didn't have his normal comforts.
Mhm.
You know, like
Yeah.
normally you would be on the rocking chair with him, and that soothes. Like you didn't have that tool, so you had to just
Yeah.
like be in bed, and he knows the difference. Like he's like a comfort
Mhm.
creature.
Yeah, a creature yeah.
Well, a
mhm.
creature of comfort, but a comfort creature.
He's my comfort
He's
creature.
a comfort creature. So like he's very specific, I feel like, about the things that
Yeah.
comfort him.
It's just because the medicine ball after Ollie gives, and I don't use
Yeah.
this term lightly, but it literally give like my body. I was gonna say PTSD, but not really. Like not obviously like in the medical sense, but literally my body. As soon as I sit down on a medicine ball, all of the aches and pains that don't hurt anymore, that I've gotten past, that I've
They
gone,
like resurface.
like they resurface instantly. They're like, oh, you're on a medicine ball. Like let's remember
From
all
just
of these
bouncing
pains
all day for hours while he scream cried when he was a baby.
for like hours
Yeah.
when he was a baby, and I just can't do the medicine ball. And they didn't have a rocking chair,
Yeah.
which is fine. They asked if we wanted one. We were like, no, we're fine. And also,
Yeah.
like in between these 8 weeks, I re-sprained the actual crap out of my wrist, all of this wrist hand. Like, I mean, I don't know if you can even see, but like, like this is as far as it goes, and I'm not even joking. Like, I
It
can do
looks the
this one
same
all
on
the
camera,
way
but it's
down.
definitely
No,
different.
it doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
It's
I
'cause
can't.
they're
I don't
different.
know how
They're
to
at
make
different
it, but
angles.
like,
But it is
this one
definitely.
goes all the way, and this one doesn't. Like, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah. So that's been hard from like a
and I
comfort
want to tell
perspective.
you how it happened because it's hilarious.
Go
But
ahead. And then we can end closely after
yeah.
that.
So I was playing like tag or chase, or it wasn't really tag. It was just like Ollie was chasing me, and he loves to chase me, and for us to chase him. He was chasing me inside the house. Everything was fine, except that because I've had babies, I peed a little bit, and I was like, it's no problem in my brain. Okay, I said nothing out loud, and I was home alone with the kids, and uh I said, no problem. It's fine. I'll just run to the bathroom. Like, I'll just continue the game and I'll just run to the bathroom. We keep the doors closed because Kai is like crawling everywhere. So we were
Yeah.
like,
He's very obsessed with toilets.
yes. Yes, he is. And so I'm running to the bathroom and I'm thinking, I'll just run, open the door, get in and close it or whatever, you know. And I'm running and Ollie's chasing me and I go to open the door, like the knob, and for us, I don't know how, but I didn't open it. Like, even though I twisted it, I didn't twist it enough. It doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
whole, my whole body came crashing into the wrist that was like
Couldn't
this
open
wrist
the door.
that
So it
didn't,
was
that was
like
just like
twisted,
still on the,
and then like
it was like, it literally was like, I don't know how it was jammed. Okay. I heard this insane, like, pop or crack come from my wrist. And that was that. And I re-sprained it so bad. And barely just now do I not need a brace. The whole time we were in
Yeah.
Alaska, up until even like a couple of days ago, I needed a brace all day, every day, and a night brace. But
Yeah.
like, it's
Luckily,
been feeling better.
well, it was getting better before we went to Alaska. Like, you had stopped wearing. I had noticed, or was it like a few days after? I had noticed you had stopped wearing it as much, and you weren't complaining about it.
In
And then
Alaska,
it started hurting
yeah,
again.
and
I
then it
can't
started
remember what
hurting.
happened.
Well, just Kai waking up
Yeah.
so many times.
Yeah, I
at
think
night
it was the
just
whole
like,
night thing in your body was recovering, and then it wasn't, basically.
Yeah,
But luckily, my business partner is a chiropractor,
yeah,
and
yeah.
our associate was able to look
Yeah.
at it and make sure like
Yeah, and
it
it was
wasn't
just
broken. It's
sprained.
just
It
a bad
wasn't broken,
sprain.
thank goodness. And
Yeah.
it was just like, I feel
Yeah.
like every time I've hurt myself, it's been like a ridiculous story.
I think most stories are ridiculous and not are like more mundane
Yeah, like you
than
don't really like.
like a badass
Yeah.
adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Most stories are, and it's always because it's always like joints. Joints. Well, if you
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can. Hold on. We don't have to talk about that right now. That's not about parenting. I like random subjects,
Yes.
anyways. But
Okay.
thank you for joining us for the
Thank
official
you for
podcast
joining us.
for back season 2, episode 1.
Yes, we're gonna do the live one again next Tuesday. So if you're listening to it on the podcast and it's not Tuesday, just know that we're usually here every Tuesday.
Yep.
Yes.
And we got all Sam got all the podcasts edited and up
They're up on Spotify and
And
all
any
major podcasting
platforms.
platforms.
Yep. So if you want to go back and take a listen to those,
All right.
they're
So for the podcast, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
sweet.
Okay.
I
So
was just gonna say joints are crazy, right? Because their whole job is to be flexible but strong. Like, so there's like a balance between if you're too flexible, you're just gonna break and be useless. But thank you.
thank you, Yoshi.
But if you're if it's too strong, then like it doesn't move, right? It doesn't
Mhm.
do the things that it needs to do.
Yeah.
It's like the shoulder is like the one that gets injured the most
Mhm.
because it's like it's supposed to have like full range of motion but be super strong because you're
Yeah.
lifting, carrying
Yeah.
like different. So that's why a lot of people get shoulder injuries or have like
I
weak
have a
shoulders.
shoulder injury.
Yeah.
That was your fault. It wasn't your fault, but we were
I
traveling
asked you
down,
for something.
remember?
Yeah.
We were driving in a car, and he asked me to get something from the back seat. So I went like this, like, like, because we were both in the front seat, and I went like this, and I don't know, but I tore my rotator cuff, and it was so painful.
Yeah, those aren't fun.
Oh, my
Um,
goodness.
yeah, all the other joints, like every single other joint has like specific ways that it's supposed to move. But like the shoulders, like wherever you want me to go, that's
Yeah.
where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And you hurt your toe.
you too. We are going to also rest.
We are also going to rest. Thank you, Yoshi. Have a
Uh,
lovely rest of your rest.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hips don't really get injured that often, but
My hip is injured.
but when they do get
It is not
injured,
injured in
it's like usually really intense
it was so
because
intense.
there's so many layers of musculature
Yes.
that it's like really hard
How could
to
you
get
get
to.
how could anybody get to the like it's so hard for anybody to get
Yeah.
to the part that's hurt in my hip.
Yeah, and like everything from your leg down relies on it, and your lower back relies on it for strength too. Like if you're that's why you're supposed to bend at the legs and not at the back.
Yeah.
Because it like
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. It's a true
Yeah.
story.
Anyways, the body is fascinating for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
Well, Salba, not sure if you're actively there or passively there with your beautiful family or beautiful group of friends in community gaming and whatever, all that good stuff. But we are out. We are
gonna go.
not even clean, right? Because most of the dishes are done. I cleaned everything else.
Everything.
So probably just take a breath, get some tea.
Yeah.
And go to bed.
And go to bed.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, we love you guys.
Salva, if I don't know if you know, but like we're doing the epilogue tomorrow and probably until it's done.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's gonna be spoilers from Xenoblade 1 or if it's gonna be far enough along that it's just gonna be an opening for Xenoblade 2. Because it came out as an opening to Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
But join us if you want to. We'll be there. After that, we'll see what game we're gonna play.
I want to play
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm not sold on it right this second.
We'll figure it out.
But I'm sure it's gonna be fun once we start playing it. And why not?
Always fun.
Because I don't have any other game that I'm like that I desperately want to start playing right now.
And I think it's important to do like a serious game and then like just a fun game and then a serious game and then a fun game. They're all fun. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? Like a very serious, like
heavy
game. That's great. Like Xenoblade and like Hellblade.
Hellblade.
And It Takes Two was also that was a gem, wasn't it? It was serious and it was really beautiful, but it was also fun.
Yeah, that game was really fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We love everyone and have a wonderful rest of your night. And we'll see you tomorrow if you want to come back. Okay. Goodbye.
The dreams. The dreams.
I remember my dreams.
The dreams. The dreams. The dreams. The dreams.
So busy, and all we were doing was making nice, delicious coffee on the street, no branding, on purpose no branding, because we didn't want any barriers. There was no door, no windows. People could walk into the espresso machine, see what we were doing.
Forever in my mind, only you. The pieces in my life go away with you. Forever in my mind, only you. The pieces in my